In sports, it's normal for rival teams to be experiencing different fortunes. However, real estate has never seen a divide where prices are falling in the West while housing market in the East is booming. So what's going on? Why are prices going up in the East and going down in the West? And is Sonoma County experiencing the same market as places like San Francisco and San Jose in the South Bay? So cities in the West, typified by San Francisco, have seen pretty consistent price appreciation since the 90s. But these markets are now seeing declines. This compares with the eastern markets such as Miami and Florida, which are continuing to see double-digit house price appreciation. As you look across the country from west to east, there's a very obvious trend whereby cities on the East Coast have got the biggest gains in places like Florida, while in Texas there are more modest gains, and then on the West there are small declines in places like Sonoma County, and then double-digit declines in San Francisco, for example. One of the things we saw during the pandemic was a large migration of people out of California to places like Idaho and Texas. And there was a net 12% increase in the number of people leaving the state, with Texas being the most popular state to move to. And we can see in this chart the net migration of people from California to places like Texas, Arizona, Nevada, and then over to the east to places like North Carolina and Georgia. So this latest east-west divide is further evidence of the shifting demographics, which first started during COVID. So numerous tech companies, including Tesla, Oracle, and Hewlett-Packard, are all moving headquarters to Austin, Texas. Similarly, numerous companies, as well as VCs such as SoftBank, are moving to Florida and Miami because of the more favourable tax regime. And it's also a compounding effect, because as soon as VCs arrive in a city, it doesn't take long for the startup community to follow, and then jobs growth follows on after that. But let's put all this in perspective. It's not like this is causing a huge slump in the West. If you believe what you hear on the news, you would think there was a rush of foreclosures or that a major housing slump was on the way. But that's just not the case. Home prices only decline significantly when there's a major surplus of homes to sell. If we look at the supply of inventory, it has recovered a little bit from the low lows of the pandemic levels, but it's still at historic lows if we look at the 10-year inventory levels. The number of new homes coming on the market in Sonoma County is half the historic levels, which has a huge impact on the supply and demand of homes. So let's think about the reasons why there is such a low inventory. Well, homeowners have got way more equity than they know what to do with. The average homeowner has a historic high of nearly $300,000 in equity. And 99% of borrowers have got mortgages of less than 6%, and most have a rate below 4%, so there's no incentive to move. If you think about it, if you're a homeowner and are looking to buy a bigger house, then current interest rates mean it feels like a really expensive move. If you're looking to downsize, you'll end up in a smaller home but be paying the same amount per month. At the same time, home builders are so far behind due to supply chain, labour and rising costs that it would take them 2 to 3 years to catch up on the 6.5 million missing homes. So yes, the West is having a tougher time than the East when it comes to house price appreciation. But in Sonoma County, the market is holding up a lot better than in the heart of Silicon Valley or San Francisco. For example, price decreases across Sonoma County over the past year have been, about 5% compared to the double-digit declines in some other places in the Bay Area. In many ways, Sonoma County is holding up for some of the same reasons that places on the east half of the country are doing so well. Compared to the Bay Area, Sonoma County offers a better climate, a better lifestyle, and it's more affordable than many places in the Bay Area. For people who work at companies based in the Bay Area, Sonoma County is a very attractive option because of the lifestyle it affords, and yet it's still easy to go into the office a few days a week. Sadly, it doesn't have the low taxes afforded by places like Miami, but then who wants to live in Miami? So when you hear the doom and gloom about the housing market in the news, take a step back and look at the bigger picture. Every housing market is different. The media only confuses things, and let's face it, fear captures viewers and advertising dollars. So homeowners are in a way better position now than they were before the last market correction. If you're a buyer, instead of trying to time the market, if you find a home that you love, make the jump. If you don't, you'll only end up paying more in a year's time. If you're a seller, don't listen to people who say, now's not the time to sell. Because there's so little inventory, it really is a great time to sell for sellers who are committed. So if you are looking to buy or sell your home in Sonoma County, then please do get in touch at david@brewingtonhargreaves.com. Until the next video, go well.